stuff because I'm that guy that would like literally come home from work and then I would watch somebody else work on YouTube. You know,
if there's time, I could try to show you one right now.
Yeah, show me right now. You have a
Let me just put my phone there.
I guess we could just use this. If you have like a social media channel.
Oh yeah, that'd be the best way.
Do you pretty active on like YouTube and stuff?
Not on YouTube yet.
Mostly Instagram.
Mainly Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
And I use TikTok to create the content. So the Instagram is going to be Busy Drones.
I got it.
Yep.
This is another drone flying, watching the other drone.
That's right.
Yeah, sick. So does it have like a spindle on it that spins the pressure washer?
No, like what do you mean?
You ever see those pressure washers that has a spindle that gets multiple?
So you could put a different tips on it, and then that's just a different tip attachment. So yeah, you could.
Oh, I'll talk about tips in here?
Yeah.
That's sick. Oh, you do wear a hard hat. I was gonna ask if you wore one of those. That's sick, dude.
Hodad's reposted me a couple times by wearing that sticker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's dope, dude. Yeah, your marketing's dope, dude. I like this. I like this a lot. Surprised you have way more followers.
So I started out with 200 7 months ago, and I'm a little over 2,000 now.
Damn, that's really good.
And I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you and me both, dude.
It's growing too, like, quite a bit.
Yeah, like
Revenue and everything, and you're crushing it.
yeah,
So
like
were you just like autistic and you got into drones, or like was it something that you just picked up over time?
no, I didn't know. Like I started the business first, and then I learned how to do all these things.
Really? That's sick, dude.
Yeah, I just had an idea from watching the Russia-Ukraine war.
Oh.
Watch this drone
inspired by war.
fly a trench line using thermite, and they cleaned up everyone in the trench perfectly. And I was like, wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I was like, what if we use water? We could access all those solar panels on roofs.
That's funny, dude. Hey, did you see that website that we had built up for you? This one? Oh.
Yeah, I think what I liked about it was that it was like primarily like single page with everything pretty much there.
That's a sick shot right there.
Yeah, so anytime I do a building, I always include their logos just for the video footage of it.
That's dope though, dude. You get a lot of hotels?
So far I have. I've done 7 or 8 hotels now.
Bro, I can watch this all day, bro. Is there any way you can get like a closer up POV? Have you tried to do that? Like where you fly the drone on top of the other drone?
Yeah, go to the Instagram. There's one with the picture of a helmet. It'll be the older of the two. Let's see. A little bit further down. No, a little bit more. It's gonna be another take of that one, but that one there. So this one was in San Diego, and this was 2 drones doing a 9-story building.
Oh snap! Who's doing the other one?
That's Aqua Drone. So this was their first building. They just got opened up.
Sick. Do you have another operator who works with you or technician?
So I have
pilot. What do you call you guys?
So right now I have interns.
Yeah.
And then he's already a drone pilot. But then like we're also window cleaners.
Yeah.
So I train him to do like traditional window cleaning and pressure washing.
That's sick, dude.
Some of our first guys that we had didn't work out because they just wanted to do drones.
Yeah.
And then when it was time to clean windows with squeegees, they were like, I'm a drone pilot. I'm like, nah, bro, you're a window cleaner. We just have a drone.
They don't want to get their hands dirty.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude.
Look, I even did a bouncy house.
Bouncy house.
Yeah. I called the manufacturer and told them I'm now the first one that's ever cleaned that in the world. I know.
Wait, was this just because like it was kind of like for fun?
Yeah. So I've actually cleaned a couple of them for him. But he also does it to create his own content to advertise.
Yeah. That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
That's badass. Yeah, it'd be fun. Did Josh talk? I think Josh talked about like if we were to run ads for you for free and stuff. So, because I think it would just be dope just to see how much traffic you can get.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like the guerrilla marketing for door to door with B2B is like really good for. Have you heard of Cintas? like you probably haven't heard of them, but you for sure 1000% use their stuff. So you go up to like some commercial building, you press in, and then you get the little hand sanitizer, put it on there.
Okay, yeah.
99% shot that if that was in Arizona, it's probably owned by Cintas. They go and they fill all of that stuff, and they'll put the floor mats on the ground, and like you see like emergency kits is usually provisioned by Cintas. Those guys crush the door-to-door space for commercial stuff because their stuff is like so easy to like get in because it's like that like it's like essential, you know. It's like we have to have hand sanitizer, or we have to have floor mats if it's like a rainy area or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So like those businesses like crush, and they exclusively did a lot of it in the very beginning just from door to door. So like, you know, exactly what you're doing, guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
And I think the world that they created back in those days, it was a lot more like, what should I say? Like it was just more not appropriate, but like people were just more used to it, you know. So like if you had some dude that walked in, like he could go talk to the facilities manager, you know. Versus now, I would imagine you probably get a lot of stonewalls and like gatekeepers that are like, oh, that person's not in the office or whatever. I
do. So like it's like a juggle where I'm really good at getting past those situations.
Yeah.
But at the same time, every time that I am stonewalled by them, it frustrates me because I'm like, oh, if they just would listen, like in Yuma, the hospital itself has always been my like focal client that I want.
Yeah.
Their buildings. I can't even talk to them. They won't let me pitch to them. I joined the Chamber of Commerce just to be close to them. Can't get close to them.
Yeah.
I've done all these different things, and then I'll go and like try and present myself.
Yeah.
So they'll kick me out, and then they told me that I don't even have the right name of the director, and then they told me the name, so I went home, played with the emails, and was able to get an auto rejection that he was out of the office. So then I went back with that on my phone saying, hey, he's been trying to get a hold of me. I just couldn't get a hold of him. And they're like, prove it. And I'm like, right here, see, from him. And I just covered it with my hand, what the topic and stuff was. And I got deep, you know. I went all the way to HR. I was like ready to pitch myself. And then they're like, wait, let me see this. And they're like, that's an auto rejection. I was like, you asked if he replied. He replied.
That's crazy, bro.
So they kicked me out again. And then the Yuma Business Magazine asked to have me on their front cover.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then they asked where I want to do the photo shoot, and so I was like, let's do it at the hospital. So I did the photo shoot flying my drone with the hospital in the background, and then they get stacks of those magazines. So whether they want to acknowledge it or not, I know they've seen me.
That's dope, dude. That's dope. Yeah, it's like, I feel like people just they're not like into like the normal way of how business has been conducted for hundreds of years, you know, where it's shaking hands and looking people in the face, you know? So, I mean, and obviously that's why we exist. We're agencies that run ads and stuff like that. But like, there's a whole nother world when it comes to marketing. Like, have you ever heard of ABM before? Account-based marketing?
Probably
so
not.
That's like something that eventually, because you're technically a B2B business. Like, you're not really like B2C. Unless you primarily wanted to focus on the consumers, the residential.
No, like we just do them to fill in. They're like the glue, but no, the building blocks is just commercial clients.
Yeah. So if you're trying to go full on commercial, it's like, say I was a go-to-market guy for like forever, which is basically like how to grow a B2B business, you know? And in the beginning, a lot of it starts with, you know, the professionalism of your website. You need to set up your G Suite, have your email, all that type of stuff. But eventually, it's like you need to start targeting companies from an ABM perspective, which is account-based marketing. Because the thing is that you trying to get into the hospital of this massive company that has all of these like people that are going to gatekeep and stonewall you because that person at the front desk is checking in patients.
Yeah.
They have no desire to do anything facilities. But the difference is that if you grab that dude's number that was the facilities director, and you had his information, and you could target his company, and you can target his entire department, and you can get his ads in front of him and only him. And then every single time it gets brought up in their quarterly review, where they're like, hey guys, it's impossible to read the hospital sign because there's so much damn dust on it.
Yeah.
Then eventually he's like, okay, it's time to actually move forward with something to clean this. And then lo and behold, what does he see every time he's looking on the internet is you. So
that's something I've always dreamed to be able to do. Like I've tried to do all kinds of different marketing, and I've hired a couple companies, and repetitively it's just been like a quick flood of money out with nothing. And then the leads that we have gotten are usually commercial leads or like just so far off that it just was a waste. And so that's why from the beginning, like I had a plan that the marketing would actually keep me going.
Yeah.
And then once the budget ran dry, and then that's when I was just kind of went into that desperation mode. And then I realized how successful it was at closing them once I was able to get in.
Yeah.
The other thing I've been doing is finding their contact information and scouring the Google Maps and going building,
Yeah.
and then just mailing them, inviting like type letter that causes them to want to open it.
Oh, nice.
And it's not very expensive until you get in volume, and then you're like, man, I left the post office with the like handful bundles of like stamps, feeling like I just bought a bunch of rock.
Like, stamps are starting to feel like drugs, man.
Oh yeah, no, I
so
dropped like
expensive.
$900 on stamps and come walking out of there. I'm like, I feel like I should have security. Like
$1,000 on stamps is crazy, dude.
Yeah,
but no, it's true, dude. It's like, because there's really only like 3 forms of like old traditional ads. Is paper ads, so it's like newspaper or physical ads, like what you're doing with mailing and stuff like that. Then you have radio ads. It's dying out. No one freaking does radio ads anymore. And then you have your like affiliate marketing is like really big, where it's like you can actually get people to like affiliate you and stuff. Those 3 things are like more or less dying out now. Like, because I'd imagine like all the collaboration you're doing, there probably hasn't been too much business that's come from that, or is it pretty?
Oh, from the mailing?
No, from like the collaboration. Like you part with another company and then they shout you out, you shout at them. Like how much business would you say has come from that outside of just pure exposure?
The only one that I've had success with is like a local Instagram group in Yuma.
Yeah.
So I got like a couple solar jobs off of that right away.
Yeah.
And
very nice.
I've had quite a few quotes that I didn't close.
Yeah.
But that was the first time that I actually set something up.
Yeah.
And also I've been getting a trickle of like 200 followers the last couple weeks each week. So, and it's all been Yuma followers finally.
Nice.
So like
nice.
I've been bouncing from San Diego to Maricopa County.
Yeah.
And not able to get any interest in Yuma.
Yeah.
And so that was the first time where I was like, oh, well, that was cool.
Yeah. Nice. So the exposure's working.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily the leads that are flowing in.
Not the way I want. And like what I tell people too is like my social media has boomed up with a couple thousand followers and likes and whatnot, but no dollars from it.
Yeah, it's kind of how the game goes. So, but yeah, that's why that's what I loved to study was go to market, because it was like that was really interesting to me, is like how do you scale a B2B business, because like if you're scaling a consumer business, B2C, totally different model, because the target that you're going after is way different. Because like in B2C, there's typically 2 decision makers, maybe even 1. It's the husband and wife, right? That's it.
That's it.
All you have to do, and as long as you position the value, depending on how expensive your product is, and the longer the sales cycle, and that's really the only variables that go into it. But in B2B, totally different. Like as you've experienced with the hospital, you had to do actual recon to figure out who the hell the person would be to actually get this, figure out who it was and whatnot. And there are tools out there that will literally tell you that information.
Yes, and also like LinkedIn and stuff, like they'll like break it down for you.
Yeah.
But once again, still like somehow it's still hard to get access.
It is difficult. It's difficult. So the ways to do it is there's really only 2 things that you can do. You can do outbound and you can do inbound. Inbound is going to be directly correlated and connected to all of the traffic that you're running through marketing. And the marketing is going to be paid ads, which is in a totally different world. You should be doing like display ads, and you should be account-based marketing, stuff like that. And then on outbound is kind of your guerrilla warfare tactics that is totally different than knocking doors, which you're technically doing with knocking doors. It's just, from what I have seen, from what is available today versus then, it is not as successful as if you had somebody on the phones and just somebody picking up the phone and dialing 100 to 200 calls a day.
Yep.
That and setting appointments for you to show up and then go and do like a quote with them and whatnot, and then closing the deal from there.
Absolutely.
Like, so appointment setting. Like, have you ever tried that before? Had like a SDR, BDR that's calling for you?
No, I do stuff like that.
You do that?
So right now it's just me.
Yeah.
I do have an intern, but every time he talks to a client, I already know that we lost him forever.
Yeah, that tends to happen with it.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to find other people too. But the like doing that, I know is good. Like when I was a car salesman and stuff, as much as I hated it, it works. You know,
it works. Dude,
it does. It's just discipline of just sitting there and
picking up the phone, dialing away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But being a one-man operation, oh man, like even the standard follow-ups that I've already collected on my own, I have a hard time keeping up with that even, and that's embarrassing because I know that every time you don't maintain follow-ups, like that's already lost. But
Yeah. Have you tried Go High Level, GHL? No? Bro, got to talk about that after this.
Okay.
Because, dude, automations is like the name of the game.
I know like this part and what you just covered. I already want to learn more about this because I'm like, this is one of the problems I'm having.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, dude, GHL is great for this. It's like it's a really good starter. It's like $100 or whatever. Like you can go get it, whatever. We like resell it and we like actually like train people how to use it. Because like GHL is like pretty much like, what was the way to describe this? It's that 1 ton that just hauls, man. It just hauls. It doesn't look pretty. It's not really that great looking on the outside, but it tows.
But it pulls the weight.
It pulls the weight. It's what it is that you need to get done. It ain't the F350 that's all nice and, you know, super polished and the seats are cooled and heated. You know, and the steering wheel's heated too and other things. But it gets the job done. And the automation thing, like we just helped another guy like do the exact same thing where he's kind of not a one-man show, but he's a firefighter and now he runs a business on top of this. And like the number one thing that is killing him right now is like he can't get to all the requests that he has and like get to the follow-ups and text reminders and stuff like that. Dude, starting with that is just building automations where it's like when somebody signs up, have this go out, stuff like that, like workflow based things.
Right.
So it's like a if then that scenario.
Yep.
So like if somebody signs up and they pay their invoice or whatever, send this thing, or if they book an appointment, you know, have these reminders go out, et cetera, et cetera. You can build all that inside of GHL.
Okay.
So, dude,
I do have some features like that with Quote IQ.
Yeah.
But what I definitely need like where it's like communicating and then text and you know, because like my system is very limited on what it will outreach.
Yeah. You gotta have a single source of truth too. And if you can combine your Instagram DMs, your Facebook DMs, your TikTok DMs, your text messages, and your emails, all in one place and one single pane of glass view to see all of your messages, bro.
Yeah.
That is a game changer right there, which is what you can do with JHL. So it's like, again, it ain't pretty. The back seat's all full of tools and, you know, you got maybe a few broken drone heads back there, but like you'll get there wherever you need to go. So,
all right, well, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Now, we can talk about that. So, but enough tech. I want to talk about you, man. Like what makes you like I've heard some crazy stories about your background and Josh was like, oh, you got to talk to this guy, you guys are super relatable, you were both homeless.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay, I'm glad that was the first thing you thought of, not the fact that we're both bald or anything, you know.
Oh, you're not bald, man. And I'm not bald either. I'm 2/3 shaved. It grows in on the sides.
I'm just kidding, man. I'm all my managers for some reason for like my past jobs were all bald for some reason.
Yeah.
And I didn't know why, but every time I get a client that was bald, I was like, yes, because you guys see each other in public and you're just like, my man, my man. And I'm trying.
Give it a look. Doing a bike wave at this point.
Man, I started balding at like 19, like on my deployments. It was like in the pattern of my helmet pad.
No, dude, Josh does get the looks. There's what was it? Some guy. Oh, we were at a Cheesecake Factory. Then out of nowhere, this guy just comes up to him and just starts dapping him up. And then I look up at him and he's bald and he walks away. And I was like, Josh, you know why that happened, right? And he's like, why? I was like, because he could see the receding hair.
He's welcoming you to the tribe.
He's just letting you know it's on its way.
See, I always tell everyone, it's like coffee. You either want it hot or cold. No one likes it in the middle. So once you're like starting to go, dude, just jump off the cliff and just take it down.
Oh, you're not gonna believe.
What's the consensus?
Bro, you're not gonna.
Yeah.
You're not gonna believe this.
I mean, you still are managing, you know. I ain't gonna lie, you're still managing.
Okay, until you see this.
Is this what he was before?
Hey, this is
It's not working. that little photo right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I take it off, and I have it as his contact photo because I'm like, eventually it's gonna happen.
And when people that knew me when I have hair before, like when they meet me now, they're just like, "Who are you?
Like, who is this
Like,
guy?"
You don't even look at all the
Bro,
same.
see, that's what I'm saying. As I'm trying to get used to it. So every time he calls me, I see that photo. And I'm Hey, anyways, but yeah, dude, tell me some of your story. I'm curious.
All right.
about it.
Do you want to hear the homeless one?
Yeah, dude,
All right.
start there.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy.
So,
I mean, you talked about What, rock the other earlier?
Oh yeah, no, I mean I don't do
None of that?
No.
Okay, good.
So like
We did have a guy out here that did that.
Yeah, no. I mean I've partied and been wild.
Rags to riches, my guy.
Yeah,
Rags to riches.
I've partied, been wild, and did a bunch of things, but so getting out of the Marine Corps.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Got out and didn't have like a real solid game plan what I was gonna do. Right away went into like just regular retail. Became a store manager.
Nice.
Quick in a couple months.
Nice.
So that was cool. And then ended up having a divorce. So after the divorce, I had to pay child support, spousal support, and then also had to pay back part of my bonus from the Marine Corps. So with all these different financial hardships and without like a plan, I had a good job, but I didn't have enough money to actually pay for a place to stay. And I knew if I didn't pay the child support, I'd have to pay like interest on it and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just paid it. And I was staying in my car at the mall where I worked. So I did that for like 3 to 6 months, somewhere around there.
Jeez.
And then that sucked. That was like when I didn't know how to do it yet, and I was just struggling it, just like
how to be homeless.
Oh, I became professional at it. Like there's an art to it. Yeah,
I know what you mean. And you get a lot of these in the mall.
Oh, like the most embarrassing one at the mall is I was trying to tell some kid how to dress and why he's supposed to spend $60 on this T-shirt, and he's like, "Bro, like you look like you slept in your clothes," and I'm like, I did.
Like, little do you know, I live where I work.
Yeah. Like, so then I came up with this plan to, I was looking for places that were affordable, and TJ kept popping up, Tijuana, Mexico. And I'm just like, man, I don't know. I've been there like 5 years ago when I was in the Marine Corps, but I don't know. So I get some girl that speaks Spanish. We cross the border together. We meet some people and party with them.
Very wild direction.
Yeah, we ended up going to some compound and partying with these people. It was cool. They gave us a place to stay and stuff. And then next morning they were gone. Well, we're like stranded in Mexico and hung over and feeling like trash in the morning. Our phones are dead, and we were naive, so we were still scared. We didn't bring anything but our IDs. And we have no money, and this girl's crying. She's like, you got me lost in Mexico. I was like, that's ridiculous. No one is lost in Mexico. Everyone knows to go norte. I was like, you just go north. And then she's like, which way is north? And we looked at the sun and the coolness. I'm like, oh, it's either 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. And I think it feels like 10 a.m., so it's this way.
That's combat training right there, coming back in full force.
We spent like 3 hours walking through the streets of TJ to find the wall and then follow it up all the way to the crossing point. Well, we crossed. She said she'll never go back. I said, I'm moving tomorrow. That was awesome.
I've never felt more free in my life.
Yeah, if those were the bad guys, then we good,
They know how to partay.
Yeah. So I ended up moving over there. Found a really, I was naive still. So like, it was like some guy built bought like a 3-story house, and he'd like used pallets to subdivide each room into multiple rooms, but it didn't even go all the way to the ceiling, the pallets aren't the right height,
Like, wait, pallets like so you can see through the wall?
No, he'd put like drywall over them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no insulation or anything, so you could just hear each other, When you preheat the oven, you do that to get the roaches out,
Living the life. Huh?
Living the life, yeah.
Hey, at least you don't have to play child support.
No, I was paying child support.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, no, that's why I lived there, because I made good money. It's just I had to pay so much out. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and then I was crossing every day. That was experiment.
Wait. So where did you live? You lived in California, Southern California?
No, I was living in Tijuana, Mexico then.
I don't know, but like, where did you live before?
Oh,
Tijuana?
yeah. At that time, Bonita, California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as part of San Diego.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And I was working there, so I'd cross each day. Tried using my car. Then I got a motorcycle to make it faster. Sometimes I tried public transportation. That was scary because I don't speak the language or read it.
Sometimes I try.
Oh, I tried all these different methods, see which one was faster,
Wait, there's a bus that goes through Mexico every day?
Yeah, just like how we have buses. Except for when you pay to get on the bus, they give you a ticket. And I always thought that was weird, but one day the bus breaks down, and then everyone got off, and, you monkey see, monkey do, you just follow the sheep. And, you get off, and another bus pulls up, and everyone hands them the ticket, and then they get on for free. And I was like, oh, wow, Mexico actually pre-plans that their buses are going to break down. They have a solution for it,
Solution is hire another bus driver.
Yeah. I watched a nun once get mauled by a pack of dogs, and she's literally a blind nun just walking out to the street corner.
Bro, where's Theo Vaughn, dude? We need him to say something crazy.
So like,
A blind nun get mauled, bro. It's literally something Theo Vaughn would probably say.
it was wild. But yeah, so the first place I lived in, it was ghetto. Wasn't working out good.
I can't just go past that comment. We just flew by it too quickly.
The nun situation was pretty cool. Cool to watch. Like, think about
what?
all these scenarios. I even watched someone get hit by a car, and traffic just kept going, and I had to make lines, so I had to too.
Bro,
You feel weird about it. You're like, damn, he hurts. You know?
Did you at least stop and ask if he's good?
Nah, man, I didn't want to lose my spot in line. He was not good. You did not need to ask.
That's one of those like I thought about helping him, and because I thought about helping him, I felt like I did good.
Yeah. Sometimes I still think about it. But, you know, he flew, so, like, you know, he didn't have a chance.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Anyways, where were we? I'm getting lost.
Yeah, so the first place, I lived there for a bit. Then I left that, got smarter, put in a couple months in. Then I got another place. It was actually nice.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Mexico nice, you know, like I had my own room and kitchen and things like that.
There was a, what is it? Instead of roaches, it was just like mosquitoes or something.
Yeah, like I didn't even have like a real bug problem over there. All my neighbors were deportees, so like they all spoke English.
Oh,
so like it was
nice.
actually kind of cool for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
found
none of
your
us wanted to be there.
You found your tribe.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I would tell them, like, yeah, we all left U.S.
Damn. Were they paying child support too?
Oh, well, you know, some of them actually were being supported by their families that were here in the U.S., you know? Like one guy, his family would come see him every month and stuff, and one guy just, his life's like, shh, you know.
Here's the one got hit by the car.
No, I mean, he probably eventually would be, yeah.
Was one of them the blind nun?
No, but I saw her every morning too, like before that happened. Oh, at that first place I lived, when the landlord gives you the tour of the place,
Naturally,
there's a staircase that's filled with suitcases behind it. You know how like there's a storage area behind a staircase?
Yeah.
It's like stacked all the way up. And he was like, hey, just so you know, if TJ takes you, your stuff is never going to get thrown out. He's like, I'll keep it over here, whether it takes 2 years or 5 years or whatever. And then I'm like, so what are all these? He's like, oh, these are all the people's stuff that TJ took. And I was just like, oh, wow. There's a lot of different suitcases.
You're like, you're the kindest stranger I've ever met.
Yeah. I'm like, cool. Noted.
All right. Well, this is still crazy. So you found a good spot.
Yeah, found a good spot. Life got better, more stable. Saved up enough money, and then I ended up going back to the U.S.
Yeah.
When Obamacare went into effect, I had been on my own for like about a year or so, but I was barely making it.
Yeah.
So then, boom, that hit, and now I just went from $200 to $800 a month in health insurance.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, well, rather than ruining my credit or getting evicted, I just, checked out. And then put in my notice and moved to Mexico, but this time it was all pre-planned.
Yeah.
Got a motorcycle just for the purpose.
Yeah.
I ended up living in a really shitty or bad area.
Yeah.
But I had an awesome place. So it was like, I call it like a diamond in the rough. I had my own parking garage, like 2-bedroom furnished, Wi-Fi, TVs, Netflix included, everything. And then you get that coastal breeze.
Nice.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. I ran like a little side hustle called Johnny's TJ Tours. Pick up college students from Pacific Beach area and take them there and show them how not to get hustled, have a good time. So
nice.
Yeah, it was much more stable. Did that for a while until finally, moved back and got back on my feet in life and continued on.
Yeah. Dang, dude. And then you moved to Arizona, or?
So I mean, I'm originally from Washington State.
Dude, I am too.
Yeah, what part?
Battleground, Washington.
Battleground. I'm from Kennewick.
Kennewick?
Yeah, the east
Tri-Cities?
side. Tri-Cities, yeah.
Yeah. Kennewick is dope. I liked how it was high desert, but there was like one Walmart and a 900-mile radius. It was literally nothing out there.
Nothing. So every time I tell people I'm from Washington, they're, oh, the trees. I'm like, what trees? There was no trees.
Like, no, bro, we had just Grass.
Yeah, we got them buck brush or whatever. Yeah, fields of
Tumbleweeds.
Tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
But we got rivers.
Yeah, I got that here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's crazy though. So you were born there, and then you moved
Born
down to
there.
San Diego.
Lived in Northern California a lot too.
Yeah.
Like
Redford or something like that.
Redding, Chico, Paradise, Oroville, Modesto.
Damn,
a lot.
Dude,
So-
you're a leaf. Just blow
Oh yeah,
around.
I tell people I'm just a tumbleweed, just rolling around dropping seed. You know, like as a kid, like that's how I was too. Like,
Yeah.
my mom was a tweaker, and she just lived for a while on the bus line. So like,
Wow.
I remember we just pop into new towns here and there.
That's
you know,
crazy.
so like then the Marine Corps, you move around all the time. So I've owned 2 homes and never lived anywhere more than 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so those were short.
So are you consistent now? You're still moving all over?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Well, you probably taught me. I think I've moved 36 times.
36. I don't even know. Like,
Yeah, I moved a lot, dude. Like, cause I got kicked out at 17. And I was like all over the place, you know. Like, and you know how the game is. You know, it's like pretty much once you've established the parking lot that you want to stay in for a bit, you're like, this is home. That would be the extensive time, you know. And then you'd move into like whatever. I used to work a travel job, so they would give me like Airbnbs or hotels or whatever. And it's like I was a home, you know, because I was there for 2-3 months. It's like I don't know what else to call it. It's like it's I moved, you know, my single suitcase
yeah.
into that spot. So
You were on the streets like that when you were like 17?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was I mean, I wasn't like on the streets by any stretch, like cuz like I like couch surfed or like I slept in my car, you know. So I never had to like sleep on a park bench. But I was like something, and it was more like rebellious than anything cuz like I technically could have like stayed with people, you know, cuz like I knew somebody. I tried doing that at first, and like cuz people would find out, like friends of family or whatever would find out that I like was couch surfing, and they'd be like, "Oh, come stay with us," and like I would go stay with them, and it was just like really awkward and like weird, you know. And then like one time I tried doing it, and they're like, "You're gonna make amends with your parents?" And I'm like, "No." They kicked me out. Like it's not really something you just go back and say, "Hey, I'm sorry," and shake about it. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was tough. So I was like, I'd rather just sleep in my car, you know, like. But you know, with Washington, all that freaking rain, dude. So it was tough trying to sleep inside the car. So I tried to have to like park underneath trees that were over the parking lot, you know, just so like when I cracked the windows, I didn't wake up in the morning and have to like take all the moisture and stuff. Dude, what a weird life, man.
Yeah.
I think the craziest story I had was the lowest point I was in was one time I like got sick at my construction job. And like they wouldn't let me call out, so like I went there with like 101 fever and was like working the whole shift. And like I remember I went on lunch break and like had to like peel myself off the ground just to get back to work. And then later that day I was like, I'm just not even gonna show up to work tomorrow. Like screw those guys. And then I pulled up to Wendy's with my little top ramen thing, and I was like, hey, can I get some hot water? And they were like, no. I was like, it's from my top ramen, and I guess they felt bad, so
They gave it to you.
yeah, they gave it to me. I poured it inside the top ramen, and then ate top ramen that night. Fell asleep and didn't wake up the next morning. It's just like stuff like that. I was just like, that was normal, you know. Like that was my day to day. It was like something like that, or trying to eat cold, instant ready oatmeal packs. You ever tried to do that before?
No, so like when I first was homeless, like I was struggling where I did peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I do the peanut butter with the Schmucker or whatever,
smart.
the two mixed together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just had a gallon of water, and I just like, cause I literally was counting pennies, you know, like like counting pennies in front of people, like stroke of real. But the rest of the time I was homeless, I didn't have that struggle. Like, I was able to, cause I had enough money to, still actually have like a social life and, eat. Like I'd go hometown buffet regularly. Like the secondary times that I did it, I was a member at a 24-hour fitness. So I actually was in a really good shape, a lot better shape than I am now. And I was eating good. When I worked at More Furniture for Less, a furniture company, they had an employee kitchen. Yeah. No one used it. So I had all my groceries there. And then I had a storage unit because I didn't want to lose all my stuff. I just had nowhere to put it. So I paid for a storage unit, and I had it set up like a walk-in closet. So every other day I'd go in there and rotate out my clothes.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, dude. You
Yeah.
look at all the hacks, man. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Especially 24-hour fitness, dude. I have showered every day there for a long time.
Yeah. And then like on my days off, I'd go to Mission Beach. Everyone goes there for vacation. I'd rent a bike for $7 a day, ride the boardwalk back and forth. Someone invite me to a party. I tell them, hey, I've been on the beach all day. Can I freshen up? They never know. They just, like, they're just like, this guy's cool. He's always available.
He's never not available. That's so funny, dude. Like, isn't that so crazy how, like, basic necessities, like a roof over your head and water and food is not like I don't want to be a socialist by any stretch, but like that it's not just like readily available for every single person. That it's like some people literally live like that, and like we have to strategize on how to figure out how to not do it. Like we've obviously figured it out, but it was like it's crazy to think that people can get in that situation and you can't just like walk up and like have a place to stay. And people will say like, oh, there's like the shelters and stuff, and it's like, Brett, have you ever been to one of those places?
See, like
that's where that blind nun got freaking mauled,
Yeah. See, to me, like asking for help or any of those things, like I was too proud to, like even my Marine buddies, after I would not be homeless, when I'd have a place again, I'd be like, dude, I was just homeless for the last 6 months, bro. This and that. Like, why didn't you say nothing? I'm like, bro, because that's embarrassing.
Yeah,
like,
bro, you don't.
Let me fix my situation, then I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, yo, by the way, I'm literally homeless and I crash on your couch. Like that's a crazy statement. So,
like, my family, that my biological family, like I had reached out to them after the Marine Corps and told them like that I just needed help, but I already had a job lined up and stuff. They said that the door was open, and then when I asked, they said no, it'd be awkward. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
Jeez.
So I just, whatever, you got to figure it out. But honestly, in life, that's like when my life got better, is when I stopped thinking that people were going to help me out. And, like someone's like, hey, I'll do this for you. And then I would expect it. And then when it happened, I'd be upset. Like, but then I realized, you know what? At the end of the day, no one else cares, like, and then like when I lived in my car in San Diego, you find an area park and then you hear a noise at night and you lift your head up and then you see like 3 other cars with heads pop up and you're like, oh shit, I got neighbors,
The neighborhood's popping.
Yeah. But as many bad things as I've gone through, like even as a kid or all these other moments, I always knew that someone else has it worse.
Yeah.
Like when I was in Iraq or Afghanistan, I'd see how some of those kids were and stuff. I'd be like, damn. I'm like, we had it pretty good.
It's pretty good in America.
Yeah.
Like, at least I'm not starving.
Yeah, like literally starving, or like having shrapnel blasted at you or something like.
Or your house blew up.
Yeah, like I'd literally like watch someone's home, not actually get engaged, is like moments after. And then like when they go to eat, they were putting up a blanket over the hole in their wall, because they want privacy from us not staring at them while they're eating.
Jeez.
But I mean, that's different,
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, we're spoiled in America.
Yeah.
Just go to any third world country and you'll know, like, we
instantly
are spoiled, dude.
Like,
spoiled.
I went from homeless in the U.S. to like I had a lady doing my own laundry in Mexico. Like,
you had a friend Javier lives in Bolivia, and he's like, so not everybody has maids here. And I'm like, no, dude, they're not $3.
No,
more like $3,000.
Like I have one friend that went to Mexico. He got deported. He worked with us when he was in the U.S. And he said it was the best thing that happened to him. Now he lives over in Cancun. Like he sells like timeshares or whatever to Americans. He speaks perfect English, So he's sitting there booming, making great commission with a spot on the beach. And he says he travels the world. He goes to every country except for the U.S.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah. So it's all, whatever we're dealt, we could always improve, or make it to our benefit. Before I came to Arizona, I had a farm that I built in Northern California.
Oh, nice.
In a town called Manton.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the base of Mount Lassen. It's closest to Redding, but it's still like 2.5 hours, I think.
Yeah.
That was the coolest thing I've ever done. And whenever I have enough money to disappear, that's what I want to do again. But like I look like Wolverine with just hair coming out the sides, and then a big old ugly beard. I didn't leave that property for like almost a year.
Wow. You turned into Father Time, bro. That's crazy.
I put I've refenced the whole property at just under 12 acres. And then I cross-sectioned.
You owned all that?
Yeah.
You still own it?
No.
What happened to it?
So I tried not having to pay like full taxes and stuff, and so I was engaged to this girl who was Native American.
Yeah.
So I put everything in her name, and her tribe, also contributed to the payment on the home and other stuff.
Yeah.
And so in the end, she took her land back. And so that's what happens when you do that, you know. But she could
There's
even
still
give me
some
like,
sour feelings there.
oh yeah, I mean, like I went from having quite a bit of liquid assets and then putting it all on the line, which was probably not the smartest thing to do, but I really was committed to this idea.
Yeah.
And it would have carried a lot of benefit to do it that way.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of healing out of that because I was having issues with PTSD and all these other struggle problems and addictions and stuff. And so by going there and doing, I had cows, goats, sheep, and mainly I raised honeybees and
Hence
queens.
the honeybee.
Yeah,
Nice.
and that's where I got that from. And I loved it. And for her, it was boring. You know, she thought she wanted to live and do the homestead life, but then, you know, it's not as fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, there's zero entertainment other than the outdoors.
Man, but that was entertaining. You know, like I knew all the animals in the area. Like, dude, I was like Snow White walking around. I had like cows, goats, sheep. Like I'd be sitting there working honeybees, and I'd have a cow like licking on my back and stuff. Cause I'm like, dude, like the bees are busy. Like go away. You know. And then we had like pheasant, quail. The pheasant you didn't see so much, but the quail and the turkeys.
Yeah.
Just like they look like a bunch of T-Rexes running around the yard. You know, like whole flocks of turkeys running around. So it was awesome.
Yeah.
And if I ever have enough money to disappear and do that again, I will. But so when I lost that was like the 12th time my life got ruined, you know. And so I'm just like, oh no, it's over. And like I guess a year later, I start this business.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, I love what you were saying earlier about you just had to realize, and it's tough. There's a tough thing that you learn from family, but the simple quote that changed my life was that no one is coming.
yeah, no one's coming.
No one's coming, man.
No.
You are on your own. Like,
Yeah.
if you have a family that's your immediate family, those people are still not even coming. You know,
No,
if
they're
you're-
depending on you.
Exactly.
You know?
They're depending on you. It's like, and a lot of these people watching this are like people that want to start businesses, you know, or whatever, or, you know, they're like in that mode of like, I need to do something else because they've also realized that, or they've come to terms where it's like, maybe somebody's not going to come, you know, like my job isn't going to just stroll up to me one day and be like, hey, you know what? We've noticed how hard you're working. We want to double your salary and we want to take care of you and send you on that vacation that you've always been thinking about. It's not going to happen.
No.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. No one's ever going to just roll up and randomly hand you a check. Like, no one is coming to save you. The only person that can save you is you.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about starting that business and you're thinking about getting ready to go, like, just go and do it. You know,
Absolutely.
like, just get it done. You know, it's like, I mean, that's my advice. What's your advice to that group of people that are like on the fence where they're like, I don't know if I should throw it all on the line because I still think somebody's coming.
Well, I will say this. I go about this thinking no matter what happens, I can always go back to doing what everyone else is doing. You know, so like, first of all, like by taking this risk, you're already setting yourself apart. And it's a situation where like, I'm already 40. I don't look at it, but I'm already 40. So like the older you get, the higher the risk. But if I knew what I knew now when I was like 20 or 25, man, I would try to start a business every year, you know, and just to learn the experience from it. I've already learned so many things I wish I would have done differently.
Yeah.
And that you can't take time back. But now I know these things and I'm like, oh, I'm so ready. But that's exactly how I did this business. I had this idea for a handful of months, 6 months playing within my mind. I used to do HVAC work.
Okay.
I did that in El Centro. And so when I was there, we weren't allowed to walk on the Spanish tile roofs. And then when I moved to Yuma, you know, we all have Spanish tile roofs everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they have solar. And I'm like, well, if we're not allowed to walk on them, how are we cleaning them? And so that's when I started thinking about, I saw the drone in Ukraine being utilized to with thermite. And then I'm like, oh, I want to do this. And at first I was going to zip tie a drone and a Home Depot pressure washer together and start, you know, experimenting. But I paused, or I went to my professor. I was going back to be an electrician.
Yeah.
And I talked to him. I'm like, hey, I have this idea. What do you think about it? And he's like, hey, if you're serious about your idea, he is a business owner himself. He's like, if you're serious about it, he's like, just cut out everything else out and only focus on this and just commit yourself.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's what it takes. And so I literally went home that night, factory reset my computer, deleted everything, all my games, all my entertainment, everything. Went and bought cork boards and whiteboards, filled them up in my bedroom walls, started writing my to-do list, and dropped out of school and quit my job. Or actually already quit my job prior to this, just right before that as well.
Was it a sales job or a your job?
So it was a sales job, but it was at a gym. So when I sold the farm.
The one that you shared at?
No, it was a new gym. I just did that for fun. I wanted to, after I lost the farm, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I was going to take time off. And so I wanted to still work, so I wasn't lazy.
Yeah.
And I figured working at the gym would keep me healthy, and it's good eye candy, you know?
Yeah.
So, and that's where I went to find a girlfriend. I found a girlfriend. It worked out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That works out.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to tell him to do, but he won't do it.
Yeah. Like I used to always, when I'd sell the gym and stuff, I'm like, yo, they look better than the other places you go. And then these ones are probably more healthier.
Yeah. They actually are healthier.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I just committed to it. And then, I knew one of the biggest mistakes that I had from having my farm and trying to run that business is that I never had a plan. I had an idea, and it wasn't on paper or anything, so it would always be changing, and I never could actually see it the way it was supposed to be. So I stopped, wrote out a detailed business plan. I spent over a month redoing it, and went door knocking to banks with my business plan. And this is before I even knew what the SBA was, really.
Yeah.
And got told no by all the traditional banks, and then pitched my idea to SBA approved bank, and they said yes, let's do it. And like some of the strongest points going through that is they had like a certain questionnaire that they go over.
Yeah.
And every question that they had, I was able to tell them on their document what page to go to and where to refer that answer. So I didn't answer anything off of my knowledge, off the hip. Everything was referred to the document. And so like they literally were just like, we've never seen something finished like this. And they're like, did the SBDC help you with this? And I'm like, who are they? And so then I went and met them, and met VBOC, which is a veteran business assistant program as well.
Yeah.
So went to all these places and then got funded for this and launched it. Then while I got the approval and was waiting for the money to hit, I went and got my FAA license for the drone, got that done, and started learning everything about drones. Once we opened, though, I learned that as window cleaners, that's just like having the coolest tool. So then I hired a company to teach me how to do traditional window cleaning.
Yeah.
And then took that to aggressive level where that's all I do now. If I have time off, then I go home and I clean my windows over and over. And, I go clean windows for free that are different than a window I've cleaned before. And like today's windows that I did, there's a unique situation. And so then I'll videotape my stuff and I'll send it to other window cleaners. The first one I ever met doing that was talking smack about one of my jobs, and he was correct on the things I was doing wrong. So rather than trying to defend myself or argue with him, I just told him he was right, and if I could send him a few more videos that he could critique as well. So this guy goes from like talking bad to me and with a tone to now he sends me like updates and mentoring advice on different videos that I have and gives me tips and pointers of what I'm not doing wrong. And he's one of these high-rise window cleaner guys, and he doesn't like my drone, but he always helps me or coach me with the squeegee part.
Dude, that's so dope, dude.
Yeah.
So what is the secret for the squeegee? We have on my wife makes me do it every time I get out of the shower, my freaking shower with the glass windows. I hate doing it. But every time I go from the top down to the bottom, there's always that little line at the very top.
We use a detail rag. And anytime there is a line on the edge of the glass, that's going to be expected. One of the things that you could do is wipe it first. And then, because that line, when you do it, probably has like a little streak mark to it, just a short part. So it's good to maybe like wipe the top and then like left or right line, and then you're going to run from there. I don't do straight pulls though. I do the fanning. And then what I've learned, it's kind of like how shooting a pistol or a rifle. It's about how you hold it in the form. So you want to have your thumb on that top center part. You will see a lot of my videos where I have my fingers in all kinds of different ways that are incorrect, but sometimes you have to adapt. when I do the Capri by the Sea, which is a 12-story building with a 18-inch balcony and glass railings, I can barely fit and I can't wear a tool belt on it. So like you have to do it kind of sideways. So that one is difficult. And that was like my first commercial job.
Yeah.
So like I will say for most window cleaners, they don't get a start with a 12-story inside and outside. You know, the largest high rise in Pacific Beach.
That's crazy. And they just gave you that job?
Yeah, that's when I went door knocking that first trip.
Wow. Nice, dude.
So those are like that. My success in door knocking, those are the type of jobs I close. And then that's a reoccurring every 6 month client.
That's sick.
And then the residents, every unit I went to, I offered their interior for a little small upcharge.
Yeah.
And I left them all a Christmas bag with like little chocolates and a review, because the biggest problem with commercial clients,
Yeah.
they don't ever leave reviews ever. You know, like
It's hard.
like I've had 2 do it, and like they didn't even say anything. They just said 5 stars. It was great. You know, I'm like, come on.
Well, I think we can think of a few ideas to maybe try to drum up some more reviews, because most of it's like they're busy doing a lot of other things.
Yeah.
It's way different than a consumer. You just ask once and they can sometimes get it.
So by hitting their clients and asking them for reviews, though, I got like 8 out of that building.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
instead of getting the 1 of the client,
Yeah.
I got 8 of their clients. You know, and I'm like, that's an 8-to-1 ratio. I'm winning.
That's pretty good. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, man. I think an hour just already blew by
Yeah.
just like that. It was just crazy. But last question I have, and I like to ask this one, is because, again, there's a lot of young people watching this. And, you know, not to say that you're older by any stretch, but you've had some experience in life. And a lot of these dudes are watching it and thinking to themselves, like, man, I want to start my own business. I want to do something. And, I mean, you just answered a lot about you just got to get out there and get it done, which is cool. I think an interesting question is like, because most people don't know what to do, and they're thinking like, well, what am I good at? You know, what do I like to do? Stuff like that, which, you know, all entrepreneurs know. It's like, you don't like washing windows. I mean, maybe like enjoy the idea of it, and like you've gotten really good at it, but it wasn't like, if I could do anything in the world right now, it's not chilling on a beach, it's washing windows.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that type of idea. But it's like you do something, you wash windows because you know what exists? Windows. You know what people have? Windows. You know what happens? Those windows get dirty. You know what they need to do? They need to clean them.
That's right.
So there's a business problem that needs to be solved, right?
Yep.
So, and yours just happens to be on the 12th floor.
Yes.
That nobody that owns that building is going to freaking do. So,
Yep.
So if you couldn't wash windows, let's say we got rid of windows and they just didn't exist, like what business would you start in today's world and why?
Okay. If it wasn't Windows, starting a business in today's world, you know, like sometimes I look at some of these other smaller businesses that are like the junk removal, things like that. I look at different businesses that have very low entry costs.
Yeah.
My business had extremely high entry costs, and even actually like being a traditional window cleaner, like I wish I would have started as a traditional window cleaner and then added my drone to it. But you know, I don't know what I would say is what to start. I'll tell you this: I had no clue that I was going to do this business until a year before I did it, and I didn't even think I was going to do it until I committed to it.
Right.
I'm sure if I hadn't committed to it, I would have found a ton of reasons why I wouldn't, or I would have fizzled out.
Yeah.
So like, I believe it's like when you join the Marine Corps or when you do anything in life, if you actually want to do it, the easiest way to do it is put everything into it.
Yeah.
Give it your all. Like what I shared the other time is like my personal life mentality is to be like a river. No matter what you come across, whether it's a log or a rock or anything, the constant pressure and consistency of water cannot be stopped. Even if we build a dam that stops the water for years, that's still just holding it back. And with the constant pressure, it will still cut a new way. And no matter what, that's how you have to live your life. So if you're going to be a business owner, whatever it is that you do, you step off and you just go. And every time you run into problems, you just press against them until you cut a new path or until you overcome that obstacle.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah, be mighty like a river.
It's a tough question because, I mean, it's not something you think about every day because you're like,
No.
I'm busy thinking about cleaning all the windows for my clients, you know. But it is a fun question to kind of toss around because, I mean, you've started a business, you're successful at it, and these people want to start a business, but they maybe don't know what to start. So I like the junk removal idea though, because it's good. It's like, what is low entry cost that is a problem that needs to be solved that you can go solve? You know, like that's business 101.
And that's like super low. And then the way I see it, let's say you do have carpenter skills or you have something else. Those are like things that you'll still have.
Yeah.
That won't hurt you, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, the reason why I wish I was a traditional window cleaner first is, you know, like after spending all my money on the drone, then I had to spend all my money on this other stuff, you know, and I wish I would already had that stuff and been using it instead of waiting on it to get started.
Yeah, exactly. But the important part is you did start, you know, and
now
you are where you are. So
you just have to start, whatever it is, but have a plan, you know? So I would say it's not important necessarily what business you want to do, but how you go about doing it. So have a plan, whatever you think your research is, double it up, get a third party that is uninterested or on a part of what you're doing to critique or whatever.
Yeah.
And also remember that 9-to-5ers are not who you want to ask for advice from. You know, like that's something that I know is that a lot of people are going to think you're crazy if you start a business because you are, but you need to network with other crazy people.
Yeah.
You know, like I spend a lot of time talking with other window cleaners and other professionals and stuff and asking them about how they do things, complimenting the things that they're doing that I want to implement in myself, and then trying to collaborate. You know, like I can't figure it all out on my own.
Right.
And if I try to do it all myself and hold it all myself, I'll just burn up. So like I'm like what you were talking about earlier with those 2 different marketing strategies.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want. Like those are things that I was looking for already, and I couldn't find it or figure out how to correctly implement it.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about that for sure. So.
Yeah.
But all right, man, that was a wrap. We'll call it a day.